بلادي عاش اتحاد إماراتنا عشت لشعب دينه الإسلام هديه القرآن حصنتك بسم الله يا وطن بلادي 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 حماك الإله سرور السماء أقسمنا أن نبني نعمل نخلص مهما عشنا نخلص دام الأمان عاش العلم يا إماراتنا رمز العروبة كلنا نفديك بالدماء نرويك نفديك بالأرواح يا وطن.
أعزائي المشاهدين، كما عودناكم في برنامجكم الأسبوعي برنامج إماراتي، نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة، ولهذا الأسبوع نستضيف السيد فيفيك المؤسس والمدير التنفيذي لمجموعة برايفرتي المقاولات وبرايفرتي لأنظمة الحرائق. Good afternoon, Mr. Vivek.
Good afternoon to you.
At the first, we would like to know who is Vivek. Who is the person who came 25 years back to United Arab Emirates with empty hand?
I came with an empty hand.
With the love, with the opportunity.
Yeah, of course. Actually, we all know actually it's a land of opportunity. Same I heard, and just landed here with an empty handed, as you know, many of the successful business people do, and came here. And immediately, in fact, that time, in fact, opportunity was even faster and better and more. And got a small job as a structural engineer. In fact, I did my master's in structures.
In which year that it was?
In fact, in '96.
Wow.
Yeah. So immediately got a job actually, and posted in Jebel Ali Free Zone for a construction assignment. And from there, in fact, I had worked actually almost more than 8 years, and thought of actually doing independently small business. That is how, in fact, I've started actually as a small startup business.
That's great.
Doing industrial steel buildings.
Which year it was you start the first business or the idea to have your own business?
Yeah, in fact, in 2006.
2006.
Yeah, it's been almost now 16 years. It was more like a consistent journey, and not by overdoing, and consistently keeping the quality and commitment. And of course, with the help of Free Zone, Jebel Ali Free Zone authorities and the staffs. In fact, if I take name, I mean, it's all, I mean, like, from engineering staff to the CEO, as well as the truckies, the senior most people. And with the support of all, in fact, today, in fact, if at all I'm achieved something, in fact, it's all because of them, in fact.
That's great. 2006 to 2008-9, it was a world crisis, financial crisis. You don't get that time to start the business, to put all your money in the market?
In fact, that is more like
it's a big challenge.
It was like almost we almost job was in a critical stage actually, where I mean, whether to go back or continue here, and still I did not lose my trust on the people as well as land here. So thought of, rather than losing job and going back, so thought of taking a chance, and it's again I would feel that it's a good message to the youngsters actually, and I believed in this land, and I never thought of in fact I mean, many days. In fact, I mean, you feel like going back.
Yeah.
And then finally I took a decision that now this is my land, this is my life, and I just stayed back, and whatever invested, whatever earned actually till during that time, almost 8 years of work. In fact, I told my family, see, this is my life, and I'm just investing actually. I invested, and a couple of friends were also helping, and in fact, even the company that time, I remember actually the Sharaf. I mean Steinbeck Sharaf. In fact, he said he was believing in me as an engineer. He gave a biggest job. In fact, like his job called Steinbeck Sharaf logistic facility. And I was not having much people. I told him actually this is my condition, this is my stage. In fact, I am qualified. I have an experience of 8 years actually in Jebel Ali Free Zone, building actually many logistic facilities, and with working as a senior project leader in some other company. So in fact, I was leading actually his earlier construction there. In fact, he trusted me and he said, Vivek, you can do. I was surprised actually. In fact, somebody, some person like some especially a Emarati person who is taking such kind of a decision actually on an Indian youngster. Big project, 16-17 meter high, advanced logistic facility. I mean, like it was an amazing decision from him actually. Who I believe that it was starting point. In fact, because he could have given this recession during a peak recession. Any company would have given an open offer. Like even bigger company now. In fact, they are all our competitors like Amana. Before System Construct, before FNC. Now those two companies unfortunately not there, and we still survive.
It's a big challenge.
That time, in fact, the person, the Sharaf, in fact, he could have given like this job to any company actually, and rather than trusting a youngster or a startup person, he gave me this opportunity. It's a huge facility. It's not a small one. It's almost more than 20-25 million assignment. And the work was complicated. Being a structural engineer, in fact, he trusted me, my ability. In fact, it was almost 18-19 meter high. It's quite nearby only. Yeah. So he gave me the opportunity, and accordingly, in fact, I've completed, fulfilled, and from there, in fact, we took off actually, and some small assignment after that from Reddington Gulf, in fact, we received and we completed from after the mostly inside Free Zone. If you see like the huge project from Syrian, I think it's a Syrian government collaborated project, Soundbullah Mills. Like it's a silo as well as a floor, storage. As well as a manufacturing processing unit. It's a huge one actually assignment. It's also quite nearby actually, near to the 8th gate. And Cummins Middle East headquarters was another big assignment, in fact from Rashid Anouchi.
The first 5 years, how it was for you?
In fact, since people were knowing me as a that time, in fact, now a bit old, that time in fact very enthusiastic youngster.
And you are more young.
Yeah, enthusiastic youngster. During my 20s. In fact, most of the people knows me as a engineer. More than my company, in fact, people know me.
You market yourself.
Yeah, in fact, I did not do any marketing. Very honestly, in fact, it's all happened. It's all happened actually.
Yeah.
I never thought of actually doing a business even when I was working. I mean, that brain was not there. I mean, I was not thinking in that line. I was excelling in my work only. In fact, people identified that, and they saw potential in me, and accordingly they gave me opportunity, and it worked. I mean, like as if as if God has to create me as a business person. It was just happening all my way. I mean, I never made any loss, never made any burn, and it all happening. And people, in fact, all the people were here since last 15-20 years working with me. And I think in a very few, I mean, that also due to health reason only, people just resigned and went. Otherwise, all the people are still here, and we were never overdoing. In fact, that I feel actually, if at all you ask me actually the key to success, we were never. People knows me actually. Whoever knows me, they know. In fact, if you go to Vivek, technically, in fact, he himself will involve. He will get the work done before time, in quality. As well as that way, in fact, we never did like more than 10 or 15 works in a year.
Wow.
Like it's all like 300 to 500 million. I know that is maximum, but
it's enough.
My capacity where I can satisfy the person who is investing. It's not like that you do a project and See, for me, in fact, I have a long-term plan actually for my family in this part of the country. In fact, in 2018, in fact, the first lot, in fact, the government honored me in Golden Visa in 2008, first 1,000 people. And from there, in fact, I have again thinking of investing more in this country. And I told my daughters that time, in fact, itself, you should do architecture, you should do the construction, because I like this field. I feel like a lot of opportunities in construction. If you do a planned, a smart way. That time, now, in fact, my daughter is taking, going for architecture course, and other daughter, in fact, planning to take, civil engineering, and I have 3 daughters.
Wow.
Another one, in fact, planning to do structural engineering. And I said, actually, you should be sticking with the Jebel Ali Free Zone and this area, and you should serve the client and
make them happy.
And make them happy.
When you start to grow in the market, I'm sure you update your strategy to select the right people who will work with you. What is your strategy? To have a professional staff with very professional work, good quality of work.
Yeah. Now, in fact, if you ask about the employees, in fact, most of the employees were reaching me, not like what I have selected from our competitors. In fact, when they look for a change, when they look for a premium change, I would say. So their option is PRAVARTHI. So they always approach me. Rather sending a CV, they always approach me, they always call me. Even most of the senior employees are there in LinkedIn and in other social media.
Yeah.
Approach me, or they used to take an appointment and come and see me, and accordingly we negotiate. And even juniors also, because I'm approachable. They know actually. I mean, this is my style of business, and we are honestly,
open, everything.
Yeah, open and cash rich, and our company, they know, and we had never a failure since last 15 years. Inshallah. So it was very steady rhythm, and they know actually. I mean, if I have 10 projects, good projects, even if 11 comes with a 30% margin, they know actually I have a nerve to say no. That is, I would say, actually key to success, because 10 is my capacity. Even if the 11th project with 30% margin, if it comes, I always think of saying no, because these 10 clients are more important than the 11th client, right, which I have not signed it.
2013-14, we celebrate for the Expo 2020. Did you take some project there?
In fact, we were associating with many projects. In fact, not as a main this one. We were doing a more competitive side. In fact, there in many projects where other company fails to do. So mainly the structural complications and other interior complications in many we were associating. And of course the expo was a good experience, and I hope actually the result soon will start come in all the part of business, and I can see actually the vibration started coming in. And when we compare the earlier expos like Milan Expo in 2015, and when we compare earlier actually in 2005 Expo, so I think this is far technologically better advanced. And Emirates Pavilion, our UAE Pavilion, Indian Pavilion, all this is all there's a variety. Especially technology has been used in a different level. Yeah.
You add the technology to your company, Mr. Vivek, in construction?
Pardon?
You add the technology in construction?
Yeah, in fact, we all use advanced technologies. We all keep on updating the market. This one, even lightweight concreting, high tensile concrete. In fact, even earlier also, in fact, high tensile concrete are used in Bangalore Chinnaswamy Stadium, and you can see the shell structure.
Wow.
But even I think in one of our project in Cummins, Middle East, in fact, we have used this tensile concrete wherein the particle, in fact, it's a high testing center, it's a test cell. Because the first time, in fact, the Cummins decided to manufacture the generator testing, generator, high power generator here in UAE, in Jebel Ali Free Zone, wherein they have to test actually this mega power generators, and the particles, if you see it breaks, particles will travel at a speed of 961 meter per second, and it has got that kind of a shell structure over. So when you design it in a normal concrete, it will go to more than 3 meter or 4 meter thickness, and it's not practically viable, and the space space as well as the construction is not that. So that time, in fact, we were selecting actually high tensile concrete where the thickness of the shell will be very less reduced, and it's a combat structure you can make actually with
The most project you work, you done, and also it was a very hard project.
all
and
like,
you
you know,
learn from that.
Yeah, people always approach me like, for a complicated structures like, for DMCC. The recently, in fact, we have completed is a green coffee manufacturing plant. It's the first time UAE, because we have all heard about the green tea. It's a green coffee manufacturing plant. So it's all like, it's facilitating more than, I think, I heard actually, I'm not sure, but it's almost more than 120 countries. In fact, I think, it's facilitating, yeah. And they are going for expansion also. Even highly appreciated project all over the UAE and also abroad also. And Cummins Middle East is one of the landmark. Another one for a Swedish company called CPL Aroma. They are into fragrance manufacturing. It was again a challenge. And another, if I name, we have done an adhesive manufacturing plant, in fact, in Jebel Ali for, I don't remember the company name.
It's okay.
It was quite a good project actually, which we have delivered. And all clients, ITR, Bridgestone, Steinweg, Sharaf, so many, in fact. Even in Abu Dhabi, we have done a couple of good projects. Abu Dhabi airport expansion, also VIP terminal we have done. I think projects a lot of,
The meaning of certificates or awards for you, I saw many, more than hundreds of certificates and awards, but what the meaning for you?
Well, appreciation actually. It's an appreciation wherein you have to calm your nerve. Every award, I think, it should make you humble. That's all.
Very
It's
easy
appreciation. Yeah.
His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, he mentioned in my vision book, we have always to be number one. It is not hard to be number one, but the hard things to continue. How you manage your business to be one of always leader company in United Arab Emirates or in the Gulf.
I think the word number one, I think this is a broad way. In fact, he was talking. In fact, it's not like everyone cannot be number one, but everyone should be number one in their field.
Right.
Especially in their field, in their professionalism, even in their overall as a human. So the number one in the sense you have to create a many number one people. In fact, then only the overall success can come into effect. It's not like only one number one will produce the result. No, there should be thousands of number one people can produce the result. Yeah. I think it's a broad way. In fact, he was mentioning. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Mr. Vivek, always when we are success, we have to think for the future. Can we know the next 5 years for PRAVARTHI?
In fact, since if you see the track record of PRAVARTHI since last 15 years, there were not many ups and downs because we were very firm, very focused, and rather than me running after the business were coming and we were selecting the business from. So I think we are not that worried about the future, since I think in 15 years the country has seen many ups and downs. And since as today, if we talk about, the country is more stable, more opportunities, and as well as the government policies, everything has been changed actually to support even more and more actually to the young as well as established business people. So I think the challenges are very less actually if we talk about future. I think I can see always the bright future as we were continuing our journey since last 15 years. Yeah.
What you are focusing for the future?
In fact, some diversification, of course, and in fact we were thinking of on the progress of putting up a plan for manufacturing the cladding. In fact, if you see the cladding, the sandwich panels and this one, and the overall result is not that good. In fact, only 2-3 companies are producing good cladding as well as sandwich panels. So we see a wide opportunity in that area, and always we have started actually setting up a plant for manufacturing this in Technopark.
That's
the
great.
plot is on the way. In fact, almost 25,000 square meter plot. In fact. On the way, and the planning, designing as well as everything is almost ready.
Great.
So it's a matter of time to putting up, and we are targeting African market also.
MashaAllah.
Yeah.
Did you plan to extend your business out of United Arab Emirates, like in the Gulf or GCC?
In fact, we have already doing good business in India, and African market we are targeting actually for the cladding export. And our firefighting pump division, in fact, now the market is favoring, and we are almost putting up the division back. So I think that also an export possibility is there in African as well as Indian market. Yeah,
That's great. Today, as what we see and as what you know, United Arab Emirates one of the best country in the world from the safety and security, which help us to grow and to invest in this country. And also we would like to have a message for the people who are planned to come to invest in UAE, or for the newcomer actually. What your advice will be as a successful businessman, more than 25 years in United Arab Emirates, and you know all the rule here?
yeah. This country is very, I mean, it's a smart country. First of all, the simple answer is a smart country. I mean, for young people, I mean, the startup companies and all. I mean, they are all educated, not like I mean, same like the earlier generation, more smarter. So it's all good opportunity for smart and planned business people, and it's a country who is giving assurity, safety, as well as immense opportunity. Yeah.
Mr. Vivek, can we know who's your backbone, who support you always, and what you will say, or what's your message to the people who always support you as a successful businessman, maybe emotionally,
Of course, yeah. So always, like almost all people, if you trust in God, first comes actually the Almighty,
right,
and then comes your family and your good people who is supporting around you, authority, as well as your good smart the managers and staffs, even from general manager to the office boy. I mean, you are thankful to all of them. Yeah.
right. You mentioned a few minutes back you have 3 daughters.
Yeah.
Did you have a time for your home?
Of course.
For women waiting for you?
Oh, that is the beauty of this country. In fact, I mean, the way the infrastructure is developed. Unlike any of the countries, we go to Bombay, we go to New York, we go to London. You can see, I mean, most of the time is the traffic actually. Here, in fact, I have a house in Barsha, and it's like, and my head office is in Jebel Ali Free Zone. It's hardly 20 minutes, and once you are done, I think you are at home, and always, you are most of the time is not going away, not eating away by the traffic. Yeah, so I think you have enough time after the office. Yeah, the infrastructure is developed so well, so that people are safe actually in their time, not wasting much of the time in the traffic. Yeah, unlike other multinational companies. I mean, metropolitan cities. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, we say always thanks to Allah for what He gave us in this country. Our leaders who prepare for us, the smart government who prepare for us many things to make our life more easy. They support everyone who come to United Arab Emirates to invest or to live in this country. More than 213 nationality, more than 156 language. We support each other and we respect each other. That's what we learn from our leaders and our government. Our government, as you mentioned, one of the top country in the world from the safety and security, which will help us to invest and to grow and to live with our family, and we know, we are sure it will be in 100% safe hand.
Sure.
Your message to the UAE government for their support and for our leaders for their visionary.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask any of the successful business people actually in this country, in 25 years, I have been coming from zero, and I mean, in whatever in fact we have achieved is all because of the visionary leaders and the country. You can see the progress. In fact, when I was here in 96, 97, that time, in fact, when you see there were only 1 or 2 lane road, and you see the growth of the Dubai. I mean, and we are all a part of the same growth, and it's all thankful to the visionary leaders and government. Yeah.
Big thanks to UAE government and also to our leaders for their support, and thank you very much, Mr. Vivek, the founder of PRAVARTHI in Dubai. We wish for you also the best and to grow more, and inshallah we'll see you soon for the new project.
Thank you so
Have a good time, and we wish all the best from Emarati program.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah.
العروبة كل